In today's video, I'll show you how to set up your new Motorola phone and transfer the data from your old phone, although this is optional. In this example, the new phone is the Moto G86, but all Motorola phones should have a near identical setup. The old phone is a Google Pixel, but again, you can follow along with any phone. Let's get started. Start unboxing your new device if you haven't already, but don't power it on just yet. Before powering on, you might want to move the SIM card over from your old phone, just in case you need to receive verification codes as part of the setup on your new device. If you don't use a physical SIM card, look out for any eSIM options during setup to transfer it that way. If you want to move the SIM card now, make sure both your old and new phone is powered off, and use the SIM card slot tool to open the slot in the old phone, then place the SIM card into the slot of your new phone. Some data from your microSD card may be transferred if you have one and put onto the internal storage of your new phone. If you don't want it to do this, you could remove the SD card for now and then insert it into your new phone after the switch, but only if it supports one. Again, make sure your devices are off if you do this. It's also a good idea to have a power cable ready, and maybe even two, just in case either or both phones need charging during the transfer and setup. You may also want to use the cable to transfer the data between the two devices. However, a good Wi-Fi connection should work fine. If your old phone is an Android device, you could also check that you are signed into the correct Google account on this device. You can check this on the account settings page of your old phone, as you'll need to make sure this is the account you want on your new Motorola. Power on your old device now if you want to transfer the settings and data. One final thing to mention before we start the setup is that transferring data won't delete that data on your old phone. That phone will still work as normal with your files and apps. The only difference will be that if you did remove the SIM, no cellular functions will work, but it will still have Wi-Fi for us to be able to transfer. Most data, including apps, photos, videos, files and settings, should transfer, but there's a chance certain app data or login details won't, and you will need to sign back into these apps. For example, apps like WhatsApp may require a backup to restore chats. You could also check your passwords are saved or synced to your account on your old phone. We're now ready to power on our new Motorola phone for the first time. Do this and wait for the first page to load. It might take a minute or two, so don't worry if it doesn't show up straight away. This page should be the Hello Moto screen, and you can change the language or vision settings, but when you're ready, tap on Start in the bottom right corner. The exact pages and order shown could differ in the future, but most will be the same. We now have the option to set up our new device using the settings and data from our old phone. This will speed up the setup, and you can still choose the data you want to transfer later in the setup. Select your type of device here for your old phone. For this example, I'm using an old Android device, so I will tap on Android, but if you're moving from iPhone, choose that. A QR code will appear on your new device, and you need to scan this with your old one. If you wanted to copy data using the cable, you can connect the two phones now, as this is usually faster than using Wi-Fi. To scan the code, open the camera app on your old device and point it at the QR code. Then tap on the link that appears. You may be asked to turn on Bluetooth now if you haven't done so already. Tap on Continue to do this, and then wait for it to connect. During the setup, you might receive a security alert email from Google saying your account has been signed in on a new device. This is normal as long as the name of the device is the same as the new phone you're setting up. You might now need to enter your PIN on your new device. This is the PIN from your old phone. You can also choose to set this as your new device PIN by checking the box here, but you might be asked to set this later anyway. This is up to you. Once entered, continue, and the phone may now connect to your Wi-Fi network automatically. If it doesn't do this, all you would need to do is manually choose your network from the list and enter the password for it. It will now say getting your phone ready, and then you'll be on the privacy and security screen. Here you need to choose your own personal preferences for each of the options. For example, you can turn off the toggle switch to not send usage data to Motorola. I'd recommend reading each of the options and making your own choice. Once you're done and you've read all the information, tap on Agree and Continue to move to the next step. The next pages are automatic. It should check the information and get your account details, and then you might be asked to enter a PIN again. Set the PIN you want here. For example, you can use the PIN from your old phone. Enter the PIN, tap on Next, then enter it once again and tap on Confirm. You now have the option to set up and add fingerprints. You can do this now or later. To do it now, tap on Setup, then read the information about screen protectors. If you plan to use a screen protector and it's not already in place, you might want to wait to add fingerprints. If you are adding them now, follow the on-screen prompts. You'll need to repeatedly press your fingerprint onto the scanner until you fill the square outline. You can then add more fingerprints or choose Done to move on. You should now be on the Copy Apps and Data screen. If you want to bring the data from your old device, make sure you tap on Next here. Allow the automatic steps to complete until you see the page where you can choose exactly which data you want to transfer. It is up to you what you select here, but you can use the checkbox next to each category to select the data type, such as photos and messages. If you want everything transferred, then leave all the boxes checked. Just keep in mind your available storage space. Tap on Copy when you're happy with the selected data. The transfer will begin, and you may see progress on both devices. It could take a while depending on how much data you are transferring, but you should be able to continue with the setup on your new device. The next page you should see is the Google Services page. Here you need to go down the list and choose which of the features you want to turn on and off. This is up to you. For example, you might want to not send usage and diagnostic data. Once you're happy, choose Accept at the bottom to move on. Next, you can choose which data on your new device will be backed up to your Google account. This is up to you and might depend on the current storage plan you have. Select Turn on Backup if you want, or you can choose Don't Backup. We'll now choose to move forward with the setup, so select Continue at the bottom. You might now have the option to allow contacts nearby to find and share with you. To skip this, choose No Thanks at the bottom. You can agree, but only if you want this. The next few pages will allow you to set up the Google Assistant or Gemini. Follow the steps for this to set it up if you want. For example, you might need to read some sentences to train it to your voice. You can set this up later or skip this completely by choosing Continue, then No Thanks. It will now show you some of the apps that will be included on your phone. You can uninstall any of these later on. I'll show you how to do this. Tap on OK, then allow the data to finish copying. This may take some time depending on how much data you have. Once this is done, it should say Copying's finished, and you can tap on Done. We're almost set up. There's just a few more settings pages from Motorola. You can sign up for a Motorola account here, or tap on Skip in the bottom left, then No Thanks. You now have the option to turn on or turn off the live lock screen. This is up to you. Next, choose the navigation style you want. This is how the buttons or options at the bottom of the screen allow you to move between pages and to the home screen. You can now choose a theme and then tap on Finish. Finally, check out the on-screen information here, or just tap on Go to My Home Screen to skip this. You might get a pop-up called Discover New Apps. To ignore this, keep choosing the skip option in the bottom left. You should now be on the home screen of your new phone. Remember that data could still be transferring in the background, and apps will almost certainly still be downloading now, so don't worry if it looks like some apps are missing. You can check the progress of these by swiping down from the very top of the screen twice to see the notification panel. I'd now recommend checking that everything has copied over, for example your photos, contacts and apps, before you delete the contents of your old phone if you choose to do this in the future. Once all the apps have been downloaded, you could delete any apps you don't want if additional ones are installed. Long press on an app and then drag it to the uninstall option at the top and confirm this. I'll now quickly run through some of the settings you might want to check on your new device. Firstly, it might ask you to set a search engine when you scroll down from the top of the screen twice. All you need to do is tap on this notification and select the search engine you want to use from the list, and then confirm this. Open the main Settings app next and tap on Display. Here you could enable or disable dark mode if you wanted, or change the display and text size. Head back to the Settings homepage and now choose Network and Internet. Here you can enable mobile or cellular data if you need to, and if you tap on SIMs, you can check the details to see if your SIM has been added correctly and enable it if you need to. If you have eSIMs, you can add them here too. Tap on your SIM to check and change the settings for it. For example, you might need to turn off roaming if you don't use this, as it can incur extra charges. If you head back and choose mobile or cellular data, you can view the settings for this, and you could set a data limit and warning from here too, if your plan has one. Back on the settings homepage, you could tap on home and lock screen to customize the layout of these. For example, you can add app shortcuts or change the appearance of the clock. If you now choose personalize in the settings, you can change the device color theme and more. Remember, you can use the search box at the top of the Settings app to find any settings you want to change or customize. If you wanted to check for software updates, choose System Updates in the settings and allow your device to check for any available. Finally, tap on Security and Privacy in the settings, then Device Unlock. This is where you can add or change the fingerprints on your device. That's how to set up your new Motorola phone and transfer the data from your old phone. If you found the video helpful, remember to leave a like and feel free to subscribe for more. Check out the videos coming up right now, you might find these helpful too.